Welcome back. Today we're learning about switch statements in C++. In the previous class, we have studied about ternary operators and how it works, moreover, its implementation in a program. Today we're learning about switch statements in C++. Now, what is this switch statement? It's in simple words, what it does, it simply evaluates certain things. But it is a little bit different of how if-else work, but it actually does the same thing. It's evaluating certain conditions and then giving the output. Now what it does is actually, it has one very important word from switch statement which we can take is the word called as case. So it does not actually check for conditions, it checks for cases. Like if that case is present, then whatever is inside that case, that will be evaluated. So you can think it like a ladder of if-else, with a lot of if-else are present, and that is how it performs. But it is a little bit different of how if-else works and how switch works. So that differences also I will let you know. Now here actually we can create like different cases for different values for the switch expression, and moreover we can like specify any number of cases in which switch statement, but the case value can only be two types, that is which we have learned in the data type, int or character. Remember, if you give the case in other data type like float or any other data type, it will not work. So you have to note this down that int and character only works when you're putting it in the case. Now the best way to understand switch statement is through a program. So let me show you a program of how exactly switch statement works. So here I have a very simple program of switch statements and the cases. So what I did over here is first inside the main function, I have taken a variable x, which is a character data type, and taking a character a, which is in capital letters. Then what we do is we write the word switch and we pass whatever the variable that we have taken. So this variable will analyze each cases that we have written here. Now I know that my x is here and x is here. So that means this a will come inside here. So here it will go as capital A. Now it will check every single cases of if capital A is present in any of the case. As you can see, it is present in the very first case. So it will come inside it and it will print choice is A. And then we have a word called as break statement. What does break means is simply it will break out of this case and then entire program will stop. That means we don't want, like if this case has been found, we don't want it to move forward. Because let's say if our program A has found over here, I don't want it to check for these cases. That I don't want. So I want to break over here in the program and the program will stop over here. So it's very simple. It just evaluates the case. If that case is present over there, then it will go inside it and it will print it. Now over here, as you can see, there is one word which we call as a default case. A default case is very important because if by chance it can happen that if any of the cases which you have written does not match, suppose let's here, if D was here, now D is not present in any of the case, then the default case will work and it will be printed out the C out a choice other than A, B, C. And then here also it will break out. So now using D, if I run the code, it will be printed a default case, as you can see, choice other than A, B, C. If I write A as previously it was, and if I run the code, choice is A. So it works just like an if and else, but the way of doing this is a little bit different because there it checks condition, here it checks the case of which case variable the switch statement is currently right now, and then it is printing out whatever is inside that particular case if the case is matching. Now this is a very simple code of how switch case works. Let me show you one advanced code of how you can do mathematical functions as well using switch cases. So let me show you that. So as you can see, I have a program over here where I have used switch cases in order to make a simple calculator by printing out all the 4 important operations in maths. So very basic operations I'm doing like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So how it works is, let me show you. First what I did is I taken variable OPER, which is in short form operand, and I have taken as a character data type. Then I take two numbers, float num1 and num2, and then C out, enter an operator I have taken. So whichever operator you want. So you have to give the input of the operator, that is plus, minus, that is symbols of them. And then I have took the input of both the numbers. Now here you have to remember that, as I told you, OPR can only be int or character. So if by chance I wrote here float, then it will not work. So you have to be very careful with that. Then what I did is I choose for the case plus. The single quote is provided because plus is a character. Plus is not a number, plus is not a string, it's just one single character. So single quote is necessary. For example, if your program was like this, that I am doing for this case 1, case 2, then I don't have to give any single quote. I will directly write number 1. So that is the difference. So that difference you have to know. Now, if I have given the input of plus and I have entered 2 number, it should print me out the addition of both the numbers that I have given as input. Then the statement will break out and these things will not run because I only need the addition. I don't need subtraction. I don't need division. I don't need multiplication. If let's say I need division, so they will skip all these things and only division will come. And this line will be printed and then it will break and program will stop. Let's see if this program is working or not. If I run the code over here, so it is asking me to give an input of an operand. So I will give multiplication and if I press enter, it's asking me to enter 2 numbers. Let's put 5 and 6. Now after I have given 6, if I press enter now, my answer should be 30. So if I run the code, as you can see, 5 multiplied by 6 is 30. So it is printing perfectly fine. Now as you can see, the program has stopped. So if I press enter now, the program has gone. So that means after it has printed the multiply, it has break out of the program and the program has stopped. If I run the code one more time, and this time, let's say I give percentage sign. As you can see, percentage sign will not match with any of the character. So what I want is I want the default case to run. So it should print me error, the operand is not correct. So if I run the code and press enter, it is asking me 2 numbers because I have taken the input here. Right now it is not inside the switch case. So right now you will not see this error message. It will be coming here. So let me put any random numbers over here. Let's say 5 and 3. As you can see, error, the operand is not correct. So we can try one more. Let's say if we try this time division. So if I give the division symbol and let's type 625 and let's say I give 25. As you can see, 25 multiplied by 25 is 625. So it is showing me the answer. So it's very easy to understand switch cases. It is just like that. It checks for the case. If the case is valid according to the input of the case that you have given, it will go inside it. Whatever is inside the case, it will simply print out or it will do the operations as you feel. So if you have any doubt regarding switch cases, you can put down in the comment section. I will try to help you out as fast as possible.